So thank you very much, Simon and Uri, for the opportunity to present to the Gemini community this morning. So this, what I'm going to present to you this morning is on an ongoing European Commission project that we've been working on since Jan 2024. And it's all about creating a digital twin in a positive energy district. Our case study is in Aarhus in Denmark, and we're hoping to replicate and upscale this throughout the course of the project. The partners in the project there are it's across Europe, which is excellent, and it's great collaboration and community spirit between us. A 3-year project, and it's funded under the Horizon Europe project. And I just provided a link there to the website, so please do visit that. So the project is all about creating these positive energy districts, but in a very digital twin space, as I said, about the importance of upscaling and replication across Europe, to create net zero spaces within our built environment. And we're trying to tackle what we call these wicked problems. And I really like this expression. This has come from Aarhus community themselves. And looking at climate and sustainability, mixed neighborhoods, mental health and well-being, democratic conversation, and the demographic challenge. So these are the wicked problems that all urban areas are facing, and how we can work together and deliver solutions for these in a digital twin space. It's all about scalability. So we're looking at a small neighborhood on the edge of our house, Gallerup, in the neighborhood of Brabant, in the city of our house, but we're really looking at a national and EU level. And again, dealing with many complex problems within that: energy, buildings, transport, mobility, environment, socioeconomic. So the most important thing for us to be able to monitor and evaluate the impacts of the project, but particularly the KPIs within it, is to be able to develop a framework. You need a framework to operate, to manage the very many challenges, many data sets, many inputs from all different types of stakeholders and end users. So it's really important to have a framework. An M&E framework basically is a planning process, it's a product or tool, it's there to provide guidance on effectively the impact. The tool will be used effectively for decision making and better decision making, and to understand impact, understand successes, deal with challenges, and provide insights, guidance, and recommendations. So that's the overall purpose of a framework. Our BIPED framework, then building on that, is to do with evaluation, implementation, and identification. So evaluation of the scope and direction, implementing it through testing cycles. So all the time learning from the previous cycle and enhancing that cycle. And then really working with end users, stakeholders, the community, to really understand their needs and requirements to change their environment for the better. And all of this is housed in what we call the BIPED framework. Within that, M&E is really important. Monitoring and evaluation is absolutely crucial. And the objectives of any M&E, whether it's for a digital twin, whether it's for a city, whether it's for any type of understanding of impact, it has to be fit for purpose and adaptable for feedback, particularly feedback from end users. Within an M&E framework, you obviously need something to evaluate or to monitor, and there are key performance indicators. And within those, you have to have a very flexible, cyclical implementation process for evaluating their impacts. You have to be able to learn from lessons, and you have to be able to foresee challenges to address any forthcoming lessons that may be needed for addressing. It has to be very clear in its understanding, and it has to be able to showcase the KPIs in thematic areas. So just touching on the thematic areas, within BIPED, we have 3 thematic areas. We have the community, we have energy mobility, and we have digital solutions. And within those, we have KPIs, numerous KPIs within them. And those KPIs can be both quantitative and qualitative, depending on who we're engaging with, what data is available, who we want to make the urban space better for. And central to all the framework again, and at the whole essence of developing our framework, our M&E and our KPIs, is co-creation, which is all about collaboration, working in a peer-like process, really engaging with the end users, through meetings, through ongoing discussions, looking at interventions to adjust, as I said, from lessons learned or challenges, and feedback, getting feedback from the partners and giving feedback to them and the community. And within that, the data is absolutely critical, be it qualitative, be it quantitative data. And we have to assign KPI owners who are the experts in this space. And the KPI owners will take the lead in terms of implementation, testing, and monitoring. We'll use the framework, as I've just set out there, to ensure that the interventions and impacts are recorded and made available for the analysis. We'll determine the definition, description, and the calculation method of the KPI. And again, we'll ensure that the implementation measure is fit for purpose, is captured and presented properly. So very simply then, in putting together our framework for the BIPED, we've come up with 6 simple steps. The first one is determination and assignment of the KPI owners and the tasks that they have to perform within that. The second one is to define, describe, and calculate the KPIs, determine whether they're quantitative or qualitative, come up with what we call the metadata collection sheet, that this is live all the time. And then we have the evaluation form, all the time evaluating, is the KPI fit for purpose? Does it need to be monitored or evaluated differently? Does it need to be changed or adjusted? Engagement with partners, stakeholders, end users is absolutely crucial, because if we don't have their input, how can we validate our KPIs, our data, and our outputs? So workshops, feedback sessions, etc., are really, really crucial. And these will feed into the cycles that I discussed earlier. So it's an ongoing feedback loop and engagement loop. Within that, we establish a forum of interventions. And within that forum are the partners, are the end users, are the community, and all the time looking at what are the best practices for forum interventions that we can apply. Implement amendments if KPIs are being challenging in terms of, say, data collection, measures difficult to assess. So you're all the time looking at amending, updating, and evaluating those KPIs. And finally, continuous M&E of the KPIs is critical right throughout the duration of the project. And all of this is achieved through co-creation that I touched on earlier. And co-creation is effectively working together in a very collaborative, engaging, and informed manner, so that we are all the time learning from each other, from our experiences, and adjusting and making better for the betterment of the community, for the people. Thank you very much.
William, question for yourself. At the end of the implementation, will the model be scalable and applicable to other contexts? How do you plan to share the framework?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole purpose of the digital twin that we're working on is scalability and replication. It's absolutely crucial. And particularly in the data collection, data analysis, but also in the M&E framework, the actual framework itself, the use of the framework is going to be very applicable. And we've many avenues, and we're even working on avenues of collaboration and sharing of that information at the moment. And if partners and attendees on the link this morning, on the call this morning, wish to reach out to me separately, please do. And also, please visit the website, our website. You'll see opportunities where we are looking at to share our experiences, our frameworks, and our KPI measurements. So please do reach out to us. There's loads of opportunity to engage throughout the course of the project. As we say, we've another 1.5 years to run, and we're delighted to engage with you on that.
Brilliant. Thank you, William. And our next link question is, what are the main challenges in defining the various KPIs besides data availability?
Yeah, I love these easy questions. Very, very easy to handle. I jest. No, like, there's many challenges with the data and the KPIs, excluding the data availability. And one of those is that they're fit for purpose. And the way you make them fit for purpose is, I said, through collaboration with the end users, stakeholders, because we as a consortium team, we might want to measure and assess certain KPIs for the betterment of ourselves. But if it's not good enough for the community, it's no point in pursuing. So So one of the key areas of a challenge that we had was actually getting the thematic areas of the KPIs that we wanted. So we made them very understandable, those thematic areas. And within those, we came up with what are the sub themes or information that you'd like as the community, you as the end user, you'd like to know more about, and worked from there. And obviously with that, and you touched on the point of the data availability. Data availability is key, but it's also what's key with it, with the data being available or not, is that you can actually evaluate it. You can monitor and evaluate it. So the data has to be fit for purpose. It has to be evidence-based, and it has to be that valid. The validity of the data is absolutely key. So while you might have the data available, all of those other aspects need to be absolutely sit in line to make it fit for purpose, so that the overall KPIs are delivering what the community want.